to do a lot of crafts. Hopefully this will be my first YouTube video. I'm going to be working on a project today, and I thought I'd just film it and bring you along with me. I like slow stitching. I do a lot of slow stitching projects, and I'll show you some of them. But right now, I'll start with this one. This is the first needle book I ever made. It just houses my little scissors, a couple of clips, my embroidery needles, some straight pins, and I have a section back here for ribbon embroidery. These are the needles needed for that because, you know, they're thick. Back here, it's got little pockets in it. Back here, I keep, this is a silicone thimble, but I don't use a thimble. I've tried and I can't make that work for me, so I just endure sore fingers. But I do like this to grab my needle when I'm in thick sewing to help pull it out. Either that or a pair of pliers. But I keep these little needle kits or little needle books in my different travel kits, and I have more than one. This one lives in this little box. Let me move these. This, I think, may have had paper flowers in it at one time. I picked this up at the thrift shop. It's just like, almost like a little lunch box, but it's small, as you can see. But it fits my needle book. I can keep some remnants of fabric. I keep a little bobbin of thread, some beads, a couple little bit of embroidery thread. These will change out depending on what my palette is here. But I keep these kind of done up like this. Like I said, I have more than one. And then if I'm going somewhere, like if I'm going to sit with a friend or a family member at the hospital or something, because I do still have my parents and they're elderly, sometimes they just like a nice visit. So I can grab a kit and I can go over there, hang out, and chat a bit. So there's that. I wanted to show you the project I'm going to work on today. And I have made one, but I want to make another one. I have it in a book of slow stitching projects that I've already made. But for some reason, I can't find the book at the moment. So we're just going to go for it. I have these little pins that have little hoops on the end. I'm sure you can see it. These are old-fashioned pins, and it's probably about that long on my finger, and I have pretty average fingers, so I like to make little flag pins for out of these. These are really good for like scarves in the winter, you know, to pull your scarf together or your jacket or just to wear on your lapel. But it's a little place for me to stitch, and it's a place where I think we can get a project done in just a little bit. I want to try to get something done today. Like I said, hopefully this will be my first YouTube video, so I think this is doable. So let's try. First, I'm going to start with a piece of felt. And I have a piece of felt here that's probably just about wide enough. I could even go this way because it is a little small. So I could probably go this, but I like it to stick out a little bit more. I can always cut it back, but we do need to square it up because it's not square. Let's see. There, that looks good. Hopefully y'all can see this. What I thought we would do would be like maybe some leaves. I'm going to put a mix, not that blue, a mix of colors that might be conducive to fall. and I'm going to mix it. I'm going to put a little bit of burgundy in here if I can find a piece. Let's see. Here's some beautiful red. Ooh, that green looks good too though, doesn't it? I think we only need 3. Let's try this green because silk would be beautiful. So it has to fit within there. So I'm just going to cut that out. This is some sari silk. I'm just going to cut a little bit of that. Maybe we'll make us some leaves. Make us some different sizes. How about, since this is like that, we'll put this over here. And I'm going to grab these little scissors because I think we need to flip that. What do y'all think? I think it needs to go like this. Okay. So we're going to try and make us another one. You know what? Let's make this one a little different. Okay. Now this looks good, but it is a little ordinary to me. I think I'd like to change it up a little bit. Let's see if we can put a little foo-foo on it. I have this. That's too much the same color. Let's see what I have on my desk. I have a piece of lace. Ooh, that would be pretty down there. Ooh, we're going to save that for there. Okay, you know what? I have an idea. So this is what we're going to do. I think I'm going to do this. And then we'll put our little lace down here. And then I think I'm going to put some beads on it. And when we sew that down, I think that would be beautiful. It's a small space. You can't mix it up too much. So, sip of coffee. So, I'm going to put you on hold for a second while I grab some threads that I think will go beautiful. Stand by. Okay, I've got me some threads here. I've got me some purple and some green. And this is a brown, I think. Can you see it? So I try to save all my little bits and pieces. So we're going to start with that. So I got me a needle here. Let's see. I like a little bit of a smaller needle if I can get it. Where's my little cushion? In fact, I went and got me some thread, and I probably got stuff already threaded on these needles right here. Yeah, but those were leftovers too, so it's okay. So here's one. Let's try this one. Okay, I'm going to start with the green. Set this aside. Like I said, I try to save all of my bits of thread for little projects like this. If it's long enough, if it's at least this long, I'll save it. So I'm just going to start with this little one, this little green one, and I'm just going to, this particular one is going to be kind of hidden. So, oh, look at there. Uh-oh. Get that out of the way. Okay, Becky, work with me. Work with me. Okay, so let's do this. I'll get just a little pin. Just kind of put that down there for right now until we kind of get started. Okay, so this particular one, I'm just gonna I don't really care for the up and down stitch, even though I do recognize that my stitches are more consistent when I do it that way. But I don't use a hoop real often. I do have several, actually. And I'm trying to make myself use those. I used to use hoops a lot, but I kind of got away from that because I felt like it pulled my fabric too much. I'll put that over there, and it was really kind of annoying. I really enjoy hand stitching, and I really enjoy crazy quilting. I love fabric. I love cotton almost as much as I love paper. And so this type of stitching is perfect for me. And looky here, we gotta fix this problem right here. I do like my threads, y'all. I'm sorry, I can't get it through that eye of the needle, and I've tried a threader and I can't keep up with those, and this is probably just going for me anyway, so it don't really matter, does it? Okay, so I'm going to go right up the middle. I think I'm going to do a back stitch on this middle, so we have more of a consistent line down the center for the vein, so that we can differentiate it from just trim. Was going around the side, but I think a lot of the stitching on the side will be covered up anyway by the other two leaves, but we'll find out. My mother is an avid quilter. She makes a lot of quilts in little bags and baby blankets and donates a lot of them to charities. She loves sewing. She's sewed my whole life. When I was growing up, she made all my clothes. At one point, well, I say all my clothes but my underwear. But I will say that she had to go with that too. But she thought that that was a little too tedious, and it really wasn't her cup of tea. So she didn't continue to do that for a long time. Okay, so there's that. I'll set that aside. Oh, still stuck to my finger. Okay, so we got that. And we were going to put the purple over here. And put this little guy right there. So let's start with purple because I love purple. Purple is one of my favorite colors. All shades of purple. But I also like blues and I like greens. And yellow is probably my least favorite color. It just so happens to be my mother's favorite. I'm not sure why that's the case. I'm going to go ahead and stick a little pin in here. I used to have some little tiny pins. Here's one. It's not tiny, but it's smaller. It's smaller than these big old spikes that you get for quilting. So I think I'm going to do this one a little different. Maybe I'll just rough stitch it out like this around the edge and capture that little, it's not really, I don't know if y'all can see that. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just doing some straight stitching across there. Sorry, I know my chair makes a lot of noise, but hopefully it's not too bothersome. And I'm just going to make those straight stitches there. So I learned a lot of sewing from my mother. My grandmother, she sewed too, but she loved embroidery, which was a little different, and the hand sewing like I do. One year for Christmas, well, at different intervals, some of us got them at different times, so I guess they weren't all at Christmas, but my granny bought some of those like faux denim long sleeve shirts. All of us girls, us grandchildren that were girls. Oh, look at there what I did. Okay, well, that wasn't supposed to happen. We'll just go back. We're not going to worry about that. But she had bought us those long sleeve shirts, and she embroidered all over them. And they were gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. There was all kinds of things all over it, and we wore them out. We flat wore them out. And I have really enjoyed embroideries ever since. Crazy quilting. I tried quilting, but crazy quilting turned out to be the best quilting for me. I have several blocks that I've been working on off and on over the years. I work on it for a while, then I get tired of it and I'll do something else, and unfortunately that's how I roll, because I get bored, but I come back to stuff, you know, so I keep all my supplies. I think I'm going to do a chain stitch up here, lazy daisy stitch, whatever you want to call it. I'm calling it a chain stitch. That's something that I've noticed about, I have several books on different types of stitching, and maybe I'll do a review on some of those. I have some that I really enjoy, and I'm going to pull that back up. Well, no, it's probably okay. But the one thing that I have noticed is that they'll call the same stitch different things, and I'm not sure why. Or maybe I'm just interpreting it differently. I don't know. Like this is called lazy daisy stitch in some, and chain stitch in others. I don't know. But there's that. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty, y'all? I really like that a lot. Okay, let's knock that off. I gotta hurry up because I have to go to my real job in a minute, and I want to get most of this done. If we have to come back this afternoon, that's okay, but we're gonna try to wipe it out. Come here. Why won't this come here? We're gonna save you because, oh, I don't know what's happening there. Okay. So there's two. Let's get this down. See how might we do this one? Maybe I'll do it the same as that one. It'll be the same on the outsides. Get that in there. Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, so let's go ahead and get you started. There's one thing that I do like in my slow stitching. Let me just back up a second. This is called slow stitching, and personally, I've never heard it called slow stitching. I don't know if this is a new term, because I never heard this called that before. To me, it's embroidery or needlework. So I don't know if they're just calling it something to be different, you know, for different generation or whatever. Anyway, I'm going to refer to it as slow stitching because that's what you'll probably resonate with. I like to incorporate a lot of found things. You know what I'm saying? Like I like beads and buttons, and I'll even put like washers. There's a lady that uses washers in hers and makes flowers out of it. I can't think of her name right offhand. I'll put her name in the details if I can find it. If I can find how to do that. Like I said, this is my first ever, hopefully, video, so I'm learning. But she does beautiful, beautiful, oh my god, beautiful needlework. Oh, there's my timer. So it sounds like we're gonna have to say goodbye for the time being, and maybe if I can figure out how to splice it together, I'll add this and we'll finish up. Okay? Thank you. See you soon. This is where we are so far. Okay, so we're back. So we're going to try to finish up our little stitching. I did go ahead and finish this inside from the last time we were working on this. So I'm going to go ahead and get to it. Because the video, if this is a continuation, is already too long. So I think I'd like to put that right there, but I think I want to do some stitching around the edge, so I think I'll do this last. But I do think I'm going to go ahead and cut it so I can get it out of my way, the excess. So now we need to determine what color we're going to do the outside. I do like that green. I think I might try to use that. I have some green on here, but obviously that's not enough. So let me toss that. I don't usually leave those on there when I have leftovers, but let me grab some thread. Here's some thread that we can use. I think, let's see, I want something to match that, but not be overly done. That's pretty. Maybe that. That's really pretty too. I kind of like that one better. Let's use it. Could we be so lucky to have our strands already split on a piece? That would be awesome. We do. We probably won't get all the way around. Let's see how far we get. Let's see, get that string in there. I think I need to cut that off. So let's cut it off. Today's Halloween. Halloween 2024. I live in a small neighborhood in the suburbs of Oklahoma City. And since my kids have grown up, I don't have too many trick-or-treaters. But over the last few years, I've had a lot come in. So I'm grateful for that. I'm going to start about right here. And what I like to do, you know what? Do we want to put something on the back or do we care? I don't think I care. So I'm going to do a blanket stitch. I don't know how other people start their blanket stitch, but this is how I start mine. I like to pull it, and then I'll work that stitch and make myself a knot. Then, I know, it's loose. I didn't get that one very tight, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and go for it. So I'm going to do a little blanket stitch all around this thing. Hopefully you can see what you're doing. I can never decide which way I want to go around. If I want to go from left to right or right to left. And I think I do it different every time. Let's see. I really like sewing on felt. Felt is a lot of fun, and I like the texture. I like the shape that it holds. It just exudes warm and coziness, right? I just like it. This is just craft felt, but it still works. So anyway, today is Halloween. I have a neighbor down the street. It's a young couple that they decorate their yard every year. And this year, it looks like they're having a mini carnival down there or something. I don't know. I really enjoy them being on my street because they really kind of make things fun. When I was a kid, back up for a second, on these corners, I like to go back through and kind of hold that. It kind of helps hold my points because I like to have stitches at the points. But when I was a kid at Halloween, I lived in a small town and we would go through the whole town. It was nothing to spend all night out running the streets, enjoying trick-or-treat. And I don't know if it was a common occurrence before, but I didn't remember it when I was real young. But as I got into my teenage years, there seemed to be issues with candy and, you know, people putting stuff in the candy and stuff, which was really unfortunate. I mean, it's just it's just something for the kids to do. You know, kids need things to do. They get in trouble when there's nothing to do. And Halloween is something to look forward to. They can dress up, be silly, go out, run and have fun, and, you know, get some sweets. I mean, what other time of year do you get to eat so much sweets? You know, we didn't eat sweets any other time of the year, really. In our house, you know, candy was not real common, for sure. You know, we didn't have a lot of snack foods either, so it was a real treat to get to trick-or-treat. And anyway, it's unfortunate, but I am enjoying having a few kids come in my neighborhood these days. I'm not looking forward to the holidays. Man, there's a lot going on in the world, and I really don't want to get off into that, but it sure makes for, you know, kind of a hearty time, I guess. Because, you know, there's something about holidays when things are tight and, you know, it really kind of brings it together, and I really create a lot of my gifts anyway. But now it's even more so. So I got to get busy and find some things for everybody. Like I said, I do a lot of different crafts. Right now, I'm learning how to do stained glass. I don't know if I'll have it ready or my skill honed enough to give everyone gifts, but I might. Maybe I'll do a YouTube video on that. So I'm going to run this just through the back. This is another thing about felt. You can just kind of run that through there, kind of hide your thread, and then that'll be done. I'm going to have to get another piece of thread. I don't like it when it gets too short because it's hard for me to handle the thread. And then it always comes out and then I have to re-thread it again. And I don't like doing that. So let me see if I can get us a piece up here. I'm sorry. It takes everything I have to do separate these pieces. So bear with me. I don't know how these girls, they pull their thread out and it just comes right out. Like no problem at all. Not mine. I need my left hand, my right hand, my 3 toes, my mouth, everything to get those strands to separate. Look, see, I didn't even get that done. Let me try again. Let me lick my thread. I know, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm doing it. Okay. Put that up there, out of the way. And we're going to sling us a knot. I just like to get my finger wet, roll it between my fingers, because that's how my mama taught me. And I will cut that extra off right there. And then kind of pick up where I left off here. Oh, I haven't conditioned my thread, and I can always tell a difference when I don't. So I'm going to pull that through, and I'm just going to catch my needle right there in between those knotted threads. I'm going to pull it, and that'll slide down there. Now it's attached. Now we can move on. I don't think this is going to be a short video. I tried to look through the front part, and I couldn't find anywhere to cut. I kind of liked everything. So I'll have to wait and see. Done. And come up through the back. Oh, I'm really digging that green. Are y'all digging that green? That's awesome. Yes. Yes. I have to hold my thread to keep it out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. I'm not a very fast sewer. I really do enjoy slow stitching. And again, these women who just speed through that so fast. And they get everything done so fast. I don't know how they do it. But I'm going to, that's about where I have the other one. So, I think what I'm going to do is now we should be able to put this right on there. Like this. And I am going to slow stitch that on there. And I'm going to come up. I like to catch this, use this lace, this little edge right here for all it's worth. And I'm just going to take some little stitching, make sure, looks like I got it on there straight, or half straight anyway. I'm just going to attach that right there like that. Oh, oops. Tell you what, if there's a lip, my string will find it every time. My string, my thread, my cotton, whatever you call it where you're at. Let's see. Come on. Look at that. Where'd that come from? Get that out of there. Okay. I love this lace. I don't even know where I got this lace. I have a ton of lace that I've picked up at yard sales, estate sales, the thrift shop, from my mother's stash, from the store. I'm really not sure where I got this. But I have used it on so many projects. I absolutely love it. I think it's adorable. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll put this to the back. Now, let's see where we're at. That's looking really good. That's looking really good. Do we want to go this way? Does it matter? I don't know. I kind of like it this way. I hate that knot right there, but that's okay. It's not that big a deal. It's just a little doodah. So I do like that. I think I'd like to have some beads right along here. I do have some beads that I really, really enjoy. I'll be right back. Okay, I lost you somewhere. I'm sorry, guys. We're almost done. All we have to do is attach this side right here. So let's get it knocked out. What do you say? I'm going to hold you up here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see or not. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll go ahead and sit down. I don't know. Still working things out. It's coming the end of the night. It's probably almost 8 o'clock where I'm at. And all the little kids are probably finishing up their trip to the trick-or-treat. I did have some this year, like I said, so I'm happy. So let's go ahead and we'll sew this off. I've got to get it straight down here. So we have, lace just grabs all the thread. So I'm going to loop it in there twice. Oh, you hear my dogs? That's my little Coco. She hears something. She barks at everything. She barks at her own breath. Yeah, she does. She barks at leaves. She barks at anything. Anything, everything, and nothing. Yeah, I'm well protected. I'm in the constant state of surprise. So let's go ahead and cut that off. Okay, guys. I think we're done. I'll put my little needles up. And I'll set that aside. Let's get that one too before we stick ourselves. So here's our little pin. This will be nice on a little lapel. Or I wear scarves in the winter time and in the summertime. Well, I wear them in the summertime too. But in the winter time when it's cool. And sometimes I like to wear a little pin on there to kind of keep it together, keep it tied to my shirt, because it tends to wander off. I don't know what's up with that. But here it is. There's our little pin. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Hopefully, it's not really a tutorial. It's a stitch with me. So I hope you enjoyed it. Because like I said, it will probably be my first one. Hopefully it'll be my first one. And the next one will be something a little bit more thought out. So this was just something I've been thinking about all day. So I want to thank you again for coming and crafting with me. Bye.